Percy was very excited. Sir Topham Hatt had asked for him specifically to do an important job. "Hello, sir," said Percy. "Hello, Percy. I think that Maithwaite needs repainting. Please would you deliver these trucks of paint?" "Of course I can," said Percy, and he happily steamed off. He reversed into the trucks, and his driver coupled him up. He was about to leave when... "Oh no, the coupling broke," said Percy. But he had an idea. He could push them instead. This was going really well. The only problem was that he couldn't see where he was going, and he was heading towards the track crossing. Unfortunately, so was Thomas. But it was too late. Percy slowly opened his eyes. "Hey, I didn't get a single drop of paint on me," he said. But the same couldn't be said about Thomas. "Ah, look at me," cried Thomas. "I'm so sorry, Thomas," apologised Percy. Replied Thomas, and he reversed off. Percy felt really bad about this. The worst part was that he had to go and pick up Annie and Clarabelle now to start his job for the day. And he had to do it covered in paint. And everywhere he went, people were laughing at him. "Haha, what's wrong with you, Thomas?" joked James. Even the trucks laughed at him. This didn't make Thomas feel any better. At the end of the day, Thomas ran into Percy. "Thomas, when you're done, meet me over here. I have a surprise for you." "Okay," sighed Thomas, and he went off to finish his job. "He's gonna love this," thought Percy. Soon, Thomas returned, and he couldn't believe his eyes. "Surprise!" "Hi, Thomas. I explained what happened this morning, and Chase, Pepper, and Bob King Bob wanted to help you clean up. So they filled a truck with soapy water, grabbed a cloth and started cleaning. Thomas looked good as new in no time. "Thank you everyone," he said. "I'm really sorry about this morning," said Percy. "Oh, don't worry about it," replied Thomas. "Accidents happen." Percy and his driver were still fast asleep. "Good morning," said Percy. "Morning, Percy," replied his driver. "Are you ready for a hard day's work?" he asked. "Uh-oh, we set the alarm wrong last night," said his driver. "We were supposed to get up at 7 this morning." "Oh no, what's the time now?" asked Percy. "It's 9 o'clock. We're 2 hours late." "We better get a move on," said the driver. So he got in Percy and they rushed off. Unfortunately, their bad luck didn't end there. there was a hole in the fence of Frank's field, and a tractor got out. And it stopped on the track, right in front of Percy. "Get out of the way," yelled Percy. "I'm late enough already." But the tractor didn't move, so Percy peeped his whistle. It frightened the tractor, and unfortunately Frank didn't approve. Uh-oh. Percy steamed away, but Frank soon followed. Percy squeezed through a narrow gap, and Frank didn't want to break down another fence, so he stopped. "Phew, that was close," said Percy, and he continued with his journey. More bad luck followed as he had to go through a rather dirty tunnel. He was filthy when he came out. Yuck! Can this day get any worse? It started raining. But at least the rain washed away the dirt. Oh, I can't wait for today to be over, thought Percy. He soon made it to the truck yard. "Right, I'm on coal duty today," said Percy. As he was in a hurry, he accidentally coupled up to the wrong trucks. And he didn't notice. Until he bumped into Thomas. "Sorry Thomas, I can't talk. I'm really late," said Percy. "Oh, okay then. Well, thanks for bringing my trucks anyway," Thomas replied. "Wait, sorry, what?" Percy then realised that he'd pulled the wrong trucks. "Oh, I'm having a really unlucky day," said Percy. So he gave the trucks to Thomas and went back to the truck yard to pick up his trucks. But his day just went from bad to worse. He missed the signal telling him to stop, as Diesel was about to use the crossing. Oh dear. "You fool! Look what you've done!" cried Diesel. "Oh, I'm so sorry," apologised Percy. It was a mess. So the digging rigs were called and they cleared the place up. Diesel was soon back on the track. "Sorry, Diesel," said Percy. "Pfft, steamies," mumbled Diesel, and he continued with his job. Sir Topham Hatt wanted a word with Percy. "I hear you're not having the best of days," he said. "No, I'm not, sir," replied Percy. "OK, well just deliver those trucks and take the rest of the day off. You work really hard, so you deserve it," said Sir Topham Hatt. This cheered Percy up. "Oh, thank you, sir," and he delivered the coal. So that evening, Percy and his driver made sure to set the alarm correctly, and they both had a very good night's sleep. It was a busy day at the Sodor cargo yard. There were lots of vehicles helping out. It was a particularly busy day because James was supposed to be helping out, but... He had broken down earlier. Salty ran into Thomas. "There's a lot to do today," said Thomas. "I know, I'm going to pull loads of trucks," Salty replied. "Don't pull too many," warned Thomas, and he left. Time to collect some cargo, he thought. Firstly, he went to Chomper. "Hello," said Chomper. "Would you like some barrels?" "Yes, please," replied Salty. So he reversed into the truck and Chomper loaded it up. "Don't pull too many trucks," warned Chomper. "I won't," said Salty, and he went over to Jack. "Would you like some rocks?" asked Jack. "Yes, please," Salty replied. So he reversed into the truck and Jack loaded it up. "Don't pull too many trucks," said Jack. "I won't," said Salty, and he left. He went over to Sam. "Please can I have some logs, Sam?" he asked. "You're pulling a lot already, but okay." So Salty reversed into the truck and Sam filled it up. "Don't pull too many trucks," he warned. "I won't," said Salty, and he left. He decided that 5 full trucks was enough, so he left to deliver them. Unfortunately, Diesel was leaving too, and he didn't look where he was going. Salty saw him and tried braking, but his trucks were just too heavy, and he wasn't slowing down in time. But it was too late. It was a mess. Diesel's cargo was all over the place, and Salty looked terrible. But at least his trucks were still on the track. "Don't worry guys, we'll help you," said Jack. Byron, Jack and Sam cleared away the spilled cargo. Chomper pulled Salty back onto the track. Kevin pulled Diesel's trucks back onto the track. And Chuck bought some tools so Salty's driver could fix his engine. He looked good as new in no time. So Diesel's trucks were refilled, and Salty's driver uncoupled a few trucks so the load was lighter. "Thank you everyone," said Salty. "No problem," they replied. So both Diesel and Salty left to deliver their cargo.
It was pouring with rain. Sir Topham Hatt was trying to keep dry. "Percy, I need you to go down the docks and get some urgent supplies," he said, "but be careful on the cliff pass. The track might have become dangerous with all this rain." Percy felt honoured that he had been chosen for this trip. Unfortunately, he didn't see the red signal. Went over the crossing, right in the way of James. Percy and James were both off the rails. "Thomas," said Sir Topham Hatt, "Percy seems to have crashed. So can you please go to the docks and get the urgent supplies?" "Yes, sir," said Thomas, and he left. The signal was now green because the other track was blocked by the accident. "Don't worry, Percy and James. You will soon be rescued," said Thomas. Thomas didn't mind the rain. At least it kept him clean. He approached the cliff pass. "Well, everything looks all right," said Thomas to himself. He went up the pass. Too late! He somehow spun round, knocking rocks everywhere, and returned the way he came. Phew! That was close. Thomas went back for a closer look, but very, very slowly. The track had been completely washed away. He was never going to get to the docks now. "I'll just have to go back," he said. Rushed along the track so he could tell Sir Topham Hatt that he couldn't get the urgent supplies. "Thank you for trying," said Sir Topham Hatt. "I'll have to get them another way." Just then, Rubble turned up on his bulldozer with Robo-Dog. The ground was so soft from the rain that most of the rescue vehicles wouldn't work. Robo-Dog was very light, but also very strong. He was suited to the wet ground and quickly got to work. "Thank you, Robo-Dog," said a relieved Percy. Robo-Dog heaved James back on the track. "Thank you, Robo-Dog," said James. With the engines back on the track, Sir Topham Hatt thanked the Paw Patrol for helping, and they left. "Well, sir," said Thomas, "we still haven't got the urgent supplies." They then heard a helicopter in the sky getting nearer. "Here they come," said Sir Topham Hatt. Harold landed. "Great idea," said Thomas. The supplies had arrived and all the engines were working again. "Not a bad day after all," said Sir Topham Hatt. Thanks for watching our story featuring the Trackmaster Close Call Cliff set. This set is great for continuous play. Just set Thomas going. When on the cliff, he cleverly spins around, knocking the rocks off, and returns down the slope automatically. Back around the track and up the cliff again. It also works well incorporated into any layout, as shown in our story. "Hello, James," said Thomas. "I want to do something completely different today." "You mean you steamies want to go fast rather than looking like you're going backwards?" said a passing Diesel 10. "That's it," said Thomas to James. "Why don't we all travel backwards today? It will be fun. I'm going to tell the others." Thomas met Spencer. "OK, I'll give it a go," said Spencer. Thomas then met Gordon. "Let's travel backwards today, Gordon." "Sounds silly," said Gordon, "but why not?" Diesel 10 told Diesel of the Steamy's plans. Shortly afterwards, Thomas had stopped. "This is going to be exciting," said Clarabel. "For once I'll be able to see where I'm going and not just where I've been." Gordon and Spencer looked very strange going backwards fast. "This is fun," said James, nearly running into Thomas. Then James nearly ran into Gordon. Gordon nearly ran into Spencer. Diesel and Diesel 10 joined in. Then there was trouble. Diesel 10 couldn't see who he'd hit and assumed it was Thomas. "You Steamies can't even go backwards without causing trouble." Diesel said nothing. But then Thomas steamed up. "Stop! Stop!" cried Clarabel. Thomas stopped in time. "You're Thomas's coach," said Diesel 10. "Why did you run into me?" "Wait a minute. If I can see you, who's behind me?" "Sorry, Diesel 10, said an embarrassed Diesel. "We'll go and get some help," said Clarabel, going backwards again. In a while, Digging Rig's Chomper arrived, going forwards, and started to get Diesel 10 on the rails. He then started on Diesel. "Careful," said Diesel, being pushed over. "Sorry," said Chomper. Soon Diesel was back on the track and left, as did Chomper. Later on, Thomas met James again. "Maybe going backwards wasn't such a good idea," said Thomas. "It was good seeing the Diesels crash into each other though."
The rain was pouring down on Sodor. There was thunder and lightning too. Unfortunately, a signal got struck by lightning and broke. The next day, the rain had stopped and all the engines were hard at work. Unfortunately, broken signal controlled the four-way crossing, and both Gordon and Thomas were heading towards it. Luckily, Thomas stopped in time, but Gordon was still going too fast, so Thomas reversed. But the timing was bad, as Rheneas was also heading towards the crossing. Thomas reversed right into Rheneas. "Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Rheneas," said Thomas. "Don't worry about it," replied Rheneas. What's that noise?" "Oh no, your truck was full of fireworks." The truck caught fire. "I'll go and get help," said Thomas, and he rushed off. Help soon arrived.
Heatwave, reporting for duty. It's time to stop, chop, and rescue. This fire is looking mighty thirsty. Activating water cannon. Deploy rescue ladder.
"Thanks, Heatwave," said Rheneas. With the trucks back up the right way, Rheneas could leave. Heatwave then stepped out of the way so that Gordon could continue with his journey too.
Mission completed. Great work, rescue team.
Hi, I'm Dave, and thank you for watching my video, which featured Heatwave, the rescue Dinobot. He has more than 15 sayings, and he speaks when you press his back button. His neck also extends, and his mouth moves at the push of a button. His eyes also flash when he speaks.
Mission completed. Great work, rescue team.
And you can move his rescue ladder tail.
It's time to stop, chop, and rescue. I'm Harold the Helicopter, and I'm here to help.
It was another busy day on Sodor. Thomas ran into a set of points. "Oh no, they're not set in the right direction. They need to be changed," he said. So his driver got out and tried to change them. It just won't budge, Thomas. "Oh dear, how will we continue with our journey?" he asked. Luckily, Percy arrived. "Hello, Thomas," he said. "Are the points stuck again?" "Yes, they are. We may need your driver's help," replied Thomas. With two of them pushing, they managed to change it. "Thank you," Thomas said to Percy, and off he went to continue his journey. Later that day, Thomas's driver told Sir Topham Hatt about the faulty points, so Sir Topham Hatt got some engineers out straight away to fix them. Unfortunately, these engineers were minions, and they had absolutely no idea what they were doing.
Nope. Nope.
One of them had an idea.
Aha!
He invited Thor over to give the points more power. Unfortunately, it gave the points a little bit too much power, and they started changing by themselves.
Oops.
It was causing a nightmare for the trains. Salty was heading to the sea to pick up more fish. but the points suddenly changed, sending him completely in the wrong direction. "This isn't the way to the sea," he complained. But it wasn't as bad as what happened to Thomas though. It was the same set of points as before. They changed just before Thomas could react. His wheels slipped off the track. "Oh bother," he said. Luckily, it was Percy to the rescue again. "Oh dear, Thomas, what happened to you?" he asked. "I slipped off the track. The points randomly changed. Please could you get some help?" "Sure, I'll be right back," replied Percy, and he rushed off.
I'm Harold the helicopter, and I'm here to help.
"Harold, Thomas has slipped off the track. He needs your help," cried Percy. "I'm on it," said Harold, and he took off.
I think I've spotted the trouble. Follow me!
He got Thomas back on the track and landed. "Thank you, Harold," said Thomas. "No problem," replied Harold. "If you ever need me, you know where I'll be." And he returned to his watchtower. Oh, and Sir Topham Hatt called in some real engineers who managed to actually fix the points. A couple of minions were having a walk. They came across a cave.
Ooh.
They wanted to see what was inside.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
The loud shouting caused a rock fall, trapping the minions inside.
Oh no.
Luckily, Thomas was passing by.
Help! Help!
"Who said that?" asked Thomas.
We're stuck! Help!
"Don't worry, I'll get help," said Thomas. So he called Marshall. "What's the problem?" asked Marshall. "There are a couple of minions stuck in this cave. Can you help them?" asked Thomas. Marshall tried to help, but his truck was far too big for the cave. "My truck's too big," he said. Looks like we need to call someone else," said Thomas. So he called Chomper and Buster. But they were even bigger. "We won't fit in that cave," said Chomper. "Oh no, what are we going to do?" asked Thomas. "Well, on my way here I passed a Tonka tiny surprise box. It may contain a small digger," said Marshall. "That's a great idea," said Thomas. So Marshall collected the Tonka box and opened it. There was a cement mixer inside. "That's a very nice truck, but I don't think it can help us clear the cave," said Buster. "Well, there are other boxes. They may contain diggers," said Thomas. So everyone left to find some boxes. Chomper found the first one. There was a digger inside. Thomas found the next. There was a digger in this one too. Buster found the last one. There was a helicopter in this one. So they brought the team together. The diggers cleared the cave. While the helicopter watched from above. The cave was soon cleared.
Yay! Thank you!
Don't thank us, thank the Tonka vehicles, said Marshall. They were very useful, said Buster. So the cave was clear and the minions were safe.
It was snowing at the Paw Patrol lookout. Ryder looked down at the Paw Patroller covered in snow. Oh, I hope we don't get any calls today. On the other side of town, Pepper and George ran outside. Snow! They said, hooray, hooray! Mummy Pig told them they could play, but not to go too far. Candy Cat turned up to play with Pepper, as George wandered off. Candy and Pepper rolled around in the snow. At the lookout, Chase and Marshall were playing in the snow as well, building a snowman. Ryder and Rubble kept watch. Meanwhile, George was climbing a snowy hill. Ooh, careful George! George has always wanted to go snowboarding, but he doesn't have a snowboard. He's just pulled one of Mummy Pig's best trays out from under his jumper. No, George, don't even think about it. But George didn't think. He jumped on the tray and actually started quite well. Oh, watch out, George! Too late. George landed at the top of a tree. At the lookout, George's accident had been seen and the alarm raised. I'll try and get Everest on her pup tag, said Ryder. Everest was enjoying the snow, but when Ryder called, she knew there was an emergency. She immediately jumped into her snowplow and set off to find George. Ah, there you are, George. I'll just get my ladder out. George got down slowly and was relieved to be on the ground again. I think you need a proper snowboard and some lessons, George, said Everest. Come on, I'll take you home. Mummy Pig was wondering where George had gone and was very pleased to see him. "Here you are," said Everest, "and this is your tray, Mummy Pig." "So that's where it is," said Mummy Pig. "Can I have a ride in your snowplow?" said Pepper. "Of course," said Everest, who gave Pepper a ride. Then Candy had a go. Everybody thanked Everest, and off she went.
The trains were hard at work. But Percy wanted to be the most useful engine by delivering his paint as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, that meant he didn't look where he was going. Oh dear. "Watch where you're going, Percy," cried Murdoch. "Sorry, Murdoch, I just wanted to deliver this paint quickly," apologised Percy. "Well, next time, look out for the signals," Murdoch replied. Thomas then arrived. "Oh dear," he said, "don't worry, I'll get help." But then he wondered, who should he get, as the digging rigs were on holiday? He had an idea, and soon returned with Rocky. "I'll get your trucks back on the track," he said. Murdoch reversed out of the way, so Thomas could push Rocky into place, and he got to work. He tidied up the mess really quickly. "Sorry I couldn't save your spilt paint," said Rocky. "Oh, don't worry about that, that was my fault. Thank you for doing that so quickly," said Percy. "Yeah, you did that really well," said Thomas. "No problem," replied Rocky, so everyone could get back to work. But later that day, a storm hit Sodor. Lightning knocked trees over, and wind blew trees down. And Sodor's largest tree got struck and fell. When the weather improved, Thomas and Percy went outside to investigate. "Oh dear, a lot of trees have fallen over," said Percy. "I know, we can get Rocky to help us," cried Thomas. "Great idea! He did a very good job earlier," said Percy. So Thomas fetched Rocky. "Let's get cracking," said Rocky, so he got to work. "Nice one," said Percy. Rocky worked very quickly. They soon only had one tree left, but it was the big one. "Are you sure you can lift this?" asked Thomas. "Well, I do like a challenge," replied Rocky, so he tried to lift it up. But he really struggled, until he pulled too hard. Oh dear. Who do you call when your rescuer needs rescuing? Thought Thomas. He had an idea, and fetched the Paw Patrol pups. "We'll get you back on the track," said Rubble, and he sorted Rocky out. Thanks, said Rocky. The tree got sorted out too. Thanks guys, said Rocky. Sorry, I can't remember your names. You are... Rubble, said Rubble. Rocky, said Rocky. No, not my name. What's your name? No, my name's Rocky too, replied Rocky. Ooh, that's a great name, isn't it? Cried Rocky. So the engines could get back to work again. And Percy re-delivered the paint, but this time he was much more careful. Hi, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.